like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep. He's got him in. Complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Now a first down carry. It's Camara. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
4 down.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Call it a pickup of 7, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. Back to throw here. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And down inside the 15 he goes. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football. But you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now back to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. David Johnson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. And he'll bang that one through. Morghansdad, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On first down, they run with Howard. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. This
is Howard on second down. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot. Leopard.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first, they go right back to Howard. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now Howard has the 1st down and then some. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run forward to Cohen. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. They come out here in the eye.
No. Check. Patriot.
Trying to punch it in with Howard. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Detroit! Detroit! Over!
For the handoff, this is Howard. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So on 4th and goal, Howard unable to get there. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Back to throw now in his own end zone. From the left side, it's complete. He's at the 40, 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 99 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. So how about that for a backbreaker? Again, 99 yards.
And how about the audacity of the play call? When you're backed up that close to your goal line, usually you're just trying to run some type of a wedge play, a quarterback sneak, a dive, anything to try and create some room and take care of the ball. But that's confidence in your offensive line that they'll protect the guy throwing it, and he finds his guy for 99 yards. I love what they just did.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Detroit!
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a 1st down. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit. Good.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Set. 319. 319. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Gun. 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 Gun.
Back to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And this one is right through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
36, 36. Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio.
They'll throw now on the final play. He rifles one. It's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll set up to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much.
And this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. He spins away, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. He'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Robinson. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
He'll look to throw. He leaves this one for Howard. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. give to Howard. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They run. This is Cohen. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. They try again with Cohen. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Richardson. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Ohio! Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Ohio!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. David Johnson on his way. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. David Johnson with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
Flex round! Flex round!
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. Fielded about a yard deep. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
They'll set up the throw. Dumps that off to his running back, Jordan Howard. And now running right through him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Back to throw now on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They're going to look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Alec Ogletree in on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Buying time to his left. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, You'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And does the defense have it? They do, says the referee. We're going the other way.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone. Detroit.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Steps away to his left. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. But tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Detroit!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10.
Check. Patriot! Leopard! Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 31-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The offense on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, here we go. 3-19. Watch it now, Barney.
Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and last time they coughed it up. Led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
He got 29 yards that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Come on, let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now a play fake here on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Running with Howard. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. This offense so far on third down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
No. Check. Patriot. Over.
They run with Howard. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Detroit! Now let's go. Green, 39.
And they'll go on the ground. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from